Tell me your story in 3 minutes.
No way. That must. Oh, okay, you've got 4 days to prepare.
Well, I give you the formula.
Yes, please.
There's five very clear steps in telling your story. First of all, you have to connect to your audience. The second is, what's the big issue that you're overcoming or solving or doing to make the story that people care, that you're telling the story. So what's the big challenge? Third is the simple solve. What's the, wow, this is why you do what you do. This is why you can solve this, blah, blah, blah. Then you've got to take them on the journey with you. Imagine a world. Take them on the imagine the world. And then the final thing on a story is, what's your call to action? Support me, be my friend, buy the app, come and do the elevation bar and retreat, whatever it is. But if you don't know the story of why you're important and what you stand for, you'll meander. You've lost your assets. And so what we do is we help people create that story, which takes 4 days to get it so that you can immediately intuitively do it. And before that, we help you define your North Star to be able to fuel that story.
Mm.
For who? What am I about? For who? I am what that does what through what. If you can't answer those in 16 words, you don't know where you're going. Every brand in the world does this. We don't. We just meander. And this is a great accelerator to allow you to live your higher purpose and your legacy.
It's calling to me, and I imagine every person that's listening to this would love to go spend those 4 days with themselves in the environment that you've created. Um, and then potentially maybe the last thing I'd ask for you to share, you sort of shared about Raymond,
Mm.
but would you share one other person that came and just if you're still in contact with them, what it
Yeah.
sort of propelled them forward to do? Would you share one story of a literal person, name or not, whatever?
Yeah, there's lots of everybody's got their stories, and a great one. One that just springs to mind, a lady from Montreal. She came down, did the retreat, and she was smart, very, very powerful young lady. And she worked for her father in a company. And she really was losing the love with her father and the opportunity of being herself because she was working under his shadow. In fact, she wasn't even a partner in the company and she was the CEO. Her father had empowered her to take this role. And during the retreat, she kind of really took a step and said, you know what, I want my relationship back with my dad. And I want to be me again. And I want to be happy. And I want to be more grounded in my relationship. I want to be more purposeful and impactful. And she went home. After we'd done the 4 days, she decided that this is what I want to do. And what we do is we do a process that will give you a master ambition and 36 actions in order of how you get that. Super powerful. She went back and the first action was sit down with dad. She sat down with her dad and said, Dad, you know what? I'm really sorry, but I want to do my own thing. I'm going to hand in my notice and leave you. She wanted to feel like a white dragon, she said. I want to feel I can fly. I want to feel like I can soar. I can have my own journey. I'm powerful in myself and I'm uniquely magnetic, so I can be me. She said that to her father. Her father said, I'm so glad you said that. I was keeping the business because I thought you needed it. They sold the business a year later. She gained a lot of money from it because he then gave her equity. She started her own foundation. She started her own leadership consultancy group called White Dragons, putting the wings on young women entrepreneurs. She then became one of the hosts of Dragon's Den in Europe, helping entrepreneurs grow. And she's now just started the first football club for young women in Canada, first football league for young leaders, because she took the first step of what was the rock in the road. The rock in the road was not her relationship with a partner, was not the rock in the road was her job, was not her health, or all the other things that we think are the first. It was actually she needed to have a chat with her dad and sort out a challenge that was disrupting her whole life. And we all have those. We all have those rocks that we try to ignore. Let's just keep ignoring that one maybe a conversation. Even people have come back and they said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cell phone out of the bedroom. So I go to bed with the person I've married or I'm with, and I wake up with them, not a device. That will help start moving the needle one step after the other. And so what we do is these things, these philosophies are so hard to do on your own. But if you have a very clear process, you can suddenly map it out, and it's super simple. What happens at the barn is we don't create something that's not you. We just celebrate who you truly are and where you can go with it.
Mm.
And that is the best gift, because we're making you lighter and purer, like a ninja. You don't need all these extra. You stop doing courses, stop doing things that learn this. How about learning who you are, what brings you joy, and crafting your future to have it, and then do courses that fuel that?